Nets Kingdom. Nets Kingdom.
To
the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it. Niggas just can't take it.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Energy and the juice.
Juicy win after juicy win.
Yes, sir. We back. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe. Nets just beat the Rockets. 3-game win streak. 3-game win streak, man. Let me shout out the chat real quick. BB, what's good? Brooklyn Nets 11. Yo, Reholla. Yo, Jared Williams. Cypher. Yep, 3 in a row. BB, Ravi. What's good? Shout out to My Holy King. Shout out to one more shout out. JR Karen, what's good, bro? Yeah, what up? Yeah, man. You know what I realized about this team? Like, we might be too good to tank. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think that's the tank dreams. I think are kind of not gonna happen. I just realized. I was
If
like,
you come, I know the Celtics did. They have been bad recently, but if you come down from a 28-point deficit and win, I don't think you're going to be tanking.
Yeah, because I know I put that question out there, like draft lottery or playoffs, and I'm like, I think we're too good to like lose a ton of games to get into like. I mean, even if we get into that play, like let's say we stay the 6th seed, like we're still gonna have like maybe the pick will probably be what 18, 20, maybe around that. So
yeah.
I figured like we just gonna I guess enjoy the ride for now, man. I guess that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the ride.
To be fair, when we did talk about tanking, the consensus was we get as high as possible. Not necessarily lottery, because you have to be in the combos with Magic, Pistons, Rockets. It was impossible to get a lottery pick, but it was more so let's get high as possible.
Yeah, because
that's kind of the combo. I don't think we were really gonna get lottery.
Because I know we just beat the Rockets, and it's like the Rockets are not they're a bad team, but it's just I realized after a couple of these games, I'm like, damn, it's like we can't lose that many games because we're too good of a team to lose and be out of the playoffs. Because when we lost KD and Kyrie, it just put us in like what were we 10 games above 500 before they went away. They were like 12 games before over 500. So it's like they put us in too much of a to get into that.
They made us too good.
Exactly. They made us too good. And now you got Mikhail going off and everything.
And also with like some of these games, like when you're watching, right? It's like a lot of some of our old teams, honestly, even when we had our stars, we would honestly play down to our competition and we'd lose. Like now after a few games, I've come to the realization that there's going to be games where we should be winning by a lot.
Yeah.
Now I kind of have expectations.
Yeah. Now, that first quarter, it was 27-32. We were down 10-2 start by Houston, and we kind of got punched in the face by Houston in that first quarter. Bro, like Jalen Green, man, this man is a highlight film, man. Like, I wish I had the highlights for y'all, but my computer is a little squeaky right now. But Jalen Green, bro, this man dunked on Claxton too. Yo, every time I think like Jalen Green, I think Jalen Green knew like, yo, if I lay this up, Claxton's gonna block it. So I gotta dunk every time I'm going to the rim. And he was, like I said, the Rockets kind of cooked us in that first quarter. But late in that first quarter, shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie because he set the tone for the night. He was really aggressive, really, really good in that first quarter. He had 13 points in that first quarter. Second quarter, we go on a 16-0 run. And Brooklyn, like I said, it was all from there. We thought we were cooking. All right, we got the Rockets. It's the Rockets. But then we led by 11. Then the Rockets tied it at 54. They made a late run in that second quarter before the half. But what do you guys think is like, why do the Nets kind of do this to us? Like, they'll play good and then there'll be these spurts. And this is the Rockets. Even though the Rockets are probably a good, I mean, they got some guys that can score. I think this is the first time like they're fully healthy, like everybody's there. But what happened like before that second quarter, before the halftime? We were up by, like I said, we were up, and then they tied it at 54. So what do you think happens to like the Nets offense at that time?
Like sometimes, like when we're playing, right? There's a lot of times where either we have the lead or it's just like early in the game. Our problem with what we do is when we go onto the offensive end, we just take low percentage shots. We'll take a bunch of dumb step back shots. We'll force up threes with a lot of time on the shot clock. That's my problem. It's like, and I tweeted this out earlier. I'm like, why are we trying to shoot threes so much when we really can't? We can't. Yeah. We're not like Boston where we can just chuck up threes and make them, or the Warriors. You know that's honestly my thing. It's like, and what I realized early, and what we started to do with Mikhail, you got to do is you got to go to the mid range. Honestly, I know Jacques Vaughn doesn't love that shot unless it's Kevin Durant, but I feel like we've seen enough to the point where I feel like that's where we really need to go, because there's been a lot of games where we've had post-trade deadline with these guys and we're like, man, we really shouldn't be shooting the three. We've had really bad 3-point games. A big reason why we lost against the Bulls because we couldn't hit any threes. Hit any threes. So it's like you might as well just take the % shots then rather than just chucking up threes. And that's what we do a lot because we got like an 8-point lead against the Rockets. And then we started to take stupid shots. Yeah. And they got back on it.
Let me read this super chat. Shout out to T Rexy. He said, the writing is on the wall. The next organization do not mess with Cam Thomas. He will be traded in the offseason. Mark my words. Wow. We're going to get that. We're going to get to that. Shout out to T Rexy. We're going to get to Cam because this was very, very surprising, alarming that he didn't get no PT at all. No burn at all tonight, so we're going to get to that. Shout out to Brooklyn Nets 11. Thoughts on Nerlens? Yeah, we'll get to Nerlens. Thank you for a super chat. Yeah, so like Rage was saying, the Nets off. We shoot a ton of threes, and we weren't running the offense through Mikhail Bridges. It was like he does such a good job coming off DHOs and dribble handoffs and screens and pin downs, but the Nets don't really use him early on like that. You know, like Mikhail was cooking in, I think, in the third and the fourth quarter, maybe mostly the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, we don't run our offense through Mikhail in the beginning. I mean, Spencer was doing great. In that first half, but you know
he can only do so much by himself. And the thing is, it's like when we watch, right, and when we watch the first quarter of the Hornets game, and even the first half, but when you watch Mikhail and you actually run the offense through him, doesn't he convert? I mean, he usually converts, and my problem with like when sometimes when we just give him the ball to ISO, my thing is it's like I don't understand that point because it's like if he gets an open mid range, he really is gonna knock it down or at least well enough. I don't want I like Mikhail shooting threes, but I don't want him chucking up threes. That's where it annoys me. Because there's sometimes where he'll just pull up and I'm like, yo, there's 17 seconds on the shot clock. You should have looked for a better shot.
Yeah. Then at halftime, it was 59-54. Spencer had 15. Jalen Green had 16. Now at the end of the third quarter, 92-78. Outstanding quarter by Claxton. Nicholas Claxton tonight was so good. 18 points, 13 rebounds, 4 blocks. That third quarter, he struggled in that first half because again, Jalen Green was getting cooked. He was getting cooked.
Sengun was kind of having his way.
Sengun, by the way, that man has one of the best footwork. Like he's one of the best. Like his footwork is amazing. Like besides Jokic and Embiid. I love Sengun's footwork, bro. Am I the only one that feels like
that category as a year 3 player?
Bro, his footwork is on point, bro.
Like you don't expect him to be that fucking smooth with his game, but
he's smooth. Like,
and have you seen some of his passes?
Yeah. So Nerlens Noel got in the game, and I think it was like early on in the first half, and then I remember I texted Rage. I was like, his debut is. I was like, I just like, it was just to me. It wasn't like, I mean, I expected him just to be like, you know, the defensive center, but I'm like, I don't know. It just,
I feel like you expect him to look at his first game back. You know, he didn't really play in Detroit. You know, he's been out for a little bit in just terms of not playing. So
Yeah.
it's like I feel like I expected this kind of game. There was nothing that really like made me. It was like get Nerlens off the court. At least I
Yeah.
wasn't at that point with him. But it's not something I'm like worried about. It's he's gonna when with him being a shot blocker and him being out a lot of games, he's the timing was bound to be off and he was bound to start getting fouls. Right? But there was points where you did see his defensive upside. My only question really with him, I'm not really worried in terms of him on the defense. He'll get into his defensive self.
Yeah.
But my thing is how do you integrate him into the offense?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Especially when you don't I think we've seen enough to realize that Spencer Dinwiddie is not gonna be a lob thrower. I mean, he chucks it off the backboard. He is the worst lob thrower I've ever seen, and it's not even a stretch.
He throws lobs to the moon, yo. He be throwing lobs like
he sucked before he got traded, and he sucks now. Like that's the worst part of his game. He can't throw lobs to save his life.
Terrible. It's just I feel like Nerlens Noel would be better if and another reason why Nick Claxton has kind of not been great. Obviously, he had a good game tonight, but we haven't had we don't have that guy really to just throw lobs. We don't have that. We don't have someone who's just going to do that.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have a lob thrower. That's our problem. That's why I feel like that Nerlens Noel would be good in that category, and also Claxton if we had a guy like that.
So you don't think so? You know, Spencer's supposed to be our point guard, like our playmaker. So you don't think he's a playmaker?
He should be. He's not even. He's more of a scorer, honestly, than he is a playmaker.
Yeah.
You saw how he tried to throw that lob to Nerlens. That was damn near.
He threw it off the backboard. What are you doing?
Nah, it looked crazy.
He had 2 times where he just chucked it. I'm like, God, just don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Nerlens tried to get it from, like, slam it from the side. He fucking threw it at the glass. What the fuck is he doing?
Yeah. It looked crazy. I was like, yo, stop throwing lobs. But yeah, Nerlens Noel debut. I mean, what do you have? 2 points, 2 rebounds. I think he had like 2 points, 2 rebounds.
Yeah, that's what he had, and he had 5 fouls.
I'll say this. Şengün was busting Claxton's ass. Like, let's not even sugar. He was fucking him up. That even took me about
dog walking him. That
Şengün, yeah.
Nerlens came in. That shit hushed almost immediately until later he started getting cooked.
He looked really good in the first half, but then he got cooked in the third quarter.
He started to bite on pump fakes, and he'd get caught, and then he'd have to foul.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, but it was decent, semi-decent first half, kind of flat second half. But man hasn't played a minute of basketball in how long? It was like his first genuine minutes. So rather do it versus the Rockets than him show up like this versus the Bucks.
Yeah.
Yo, Giannis, if he plays like that versus fucking Giannis, it's over.
Oh yeah. Let me know in the chat right now what you guys think. Put your comments about Nerlens in the chat, so we'll see what you guys think about Nerlens' debut. But yeah, so third quarter came. Claxton was amazing in that third quarter. 92-78. Then Mikhail Bridges in the fourth quarter. He just started cooking in that fourth, and
13 in that quarter.
13. Okay, thanks. 13 in that quarter. I think he had 30 tonight. And I saw a stat. It was like he's the first player in NBA history to have 25 plus on 50, 40, 90 with a new team.
Within the first 10 games.
Within the first 10 games. Yeah. That's
this is the first player in NBA history.
That's a crazy Brooklyn. Yeah, shout out to Barry. Brooklyn Bridges. Yeah. That's a crazy stat. Man. That's tough. If you're doing 50, 40, 90 in your first 10, I mean, that's tough.
I tweeted this, but like, let's be honest, this is every hooper that's on a team with a good player's dream. Like, this is like the guy that's very clear, like he can be something if he gives a more bigger role, but he's playing with a fucking star or someone that's clear cut better than him, so he has to almost damn near reduce his skill set a bit. And one of the beautiful things since watching Mikhail come here is he's taken what he's managed to do with the Suns in that reach of stretch and just multiply that by tenfold. And on top of that, it's kind of like with Cam Thomas's 40-point streak. We were watching in real time, calculating who can really like guard him. And he's finding out not many people can fucking guard him. And that's a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
It's like, the mid-range was crazy. 3 balls crazy. 50, 40, 90. You just got here.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And the thing is, he's really shooting the ball at 50 from three. I think he's shooting at 48, 49 right now.
Yeah.
Some crazy stat. He has like a 60% true shooting percentage in the last 30 games. Don't correct me if you will, but that's one thing I believe I saw.
Yeah, it's tough. Shout out to my guy Blaze. Was good, Blaze? He said, "My Nets mandem. Love you guys. We take the positives from everything and move onwards." Yo, big up Blaze, man. Blaze is a day one from the kingdom. Big up everybody in the UK, all the UK mandem, all the everybody out in London, yo.
Yo, Blaze, Arsenal winning the Prem.
Arsenal
Fucking
won.
winning it.
I'm a London mandem. I did my London accent, yo. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, now we're gonna get to this. Thank you, T-Rexy, for bringing this up. Cam Thomas didn't get no burn. Nah, I think I went into some spaces during halftime, and people were like, if we're not gonna play Cam, they should move him during the offseason. And I'm like, I think that's a little too far, but I don't know. Some people were saying it.
Man, I've been saying the whole year, even before he was dropping the 40-point games, if you're not gonna play him, why is he on the team? If you're not gonna play him, I know I want to play him. I do, and I know what skill he holds. But I've been saying this. If you're not going to play him, why is he on the team? And I say that for Patty Mills, and I say that for everyone else who's on the team. If you're not really gonna play it and you don't really hold anything, why are you on the team? You know, and it's nothing. Obviously, it's nothing towards Cam because I want him to play, and I think he deserves minutes. Yeah. It's on our staff, and if we're honest, and if we're not going to play him, why keep holding him back and lowering his trade stock?
I don't like. It's tough, bro, because I'm like, why he should be getting burned, bro? Because it's like, what direction are we in? And then you ask that question again, like, are we in a rebuild direction or this is a retool direction? Because if this is a rebuild, you're supposed to rebuild with Cam and Clax. If you're rebuilding, it's supposed to be the core four: Cam, Clax, Mikhail, CJ, right? That's supposed to be your I guess alleged rebuild. But if we're in going for the chip, or we're gonna trade for a star in the offseason, then you think about like, okay, if you're gonna try to go for a chip again or go for a star again, CT might have to be in that trade if you're gonna try to trade for a star, no?
And why don't you play him to get his trade value up?
Yeah, you know, so it's like me personally, I don't know if I want to trade Cam, but I mean, the conversation came up, so
it just depends on what situation you're trying to go in. Yeah, honestly, it just really depends.
Oh, Blaze, my bad. He said he's from Birmingham. Oh, okay, he's from Birmingham. My bad, bro. No, but there's people that on London that rock with us too here. So, oh yeah, so like, bro, the Cam conversation is like. Because there's sometimes our offense is we're gonna go on this 5-game road trip. So this road trip is not gonna be like bad teams. We're playing.
We're gonna see the bad. We're gonna see the bad in this team. We're gonna see it.
That's what I'm saying.
We've already seen that. We've already seen rock bottom. Don't just prepare for the worst.
Because we're gonna play the Nuggets on this trip. I think we play the Bucks again. The Wolves are not bad.
Not fun. This stretch isn't fun.
So there's times like you see it tonight. There's times we had trouble scoring against the Rockets, and this is the Houston Rockets. So it's like,
they're not tanking. What are you talking about? They're not tanking.
So it's like, well, you can't score, and you're not going to put in Cam. You know, it's just like, what are we doing here? What kind of?
It's very questionable, and like I've been saying, it just makes me upset. It's like, why do we keep just trying to rely on the 3-ball when a lot of the times that's our downfall? What do we expect us to just chuck up threes and to just go in? We will be up by a lot and we'll be like, oh, well, here they come because we're taking stupid shots. We got 2 points with 5 minutes and we're already 5 minutes in the first quarter. Why? Because we keep chucking up threes. We're 1 for 9.
I shit you not. If you're gonna tell me Seth Curry is a better option as a guard off the bench, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, and no disrespect to Seth, because he did play decent tonight.
He played decent. He shouldn't even be on the team though, bro. He shouldn't even be here on this type of team.
And we were talking about, are we in a rebuild or a retool?
Yeah.
If we're in a rebuild, you play Cam. But if you're in a retool, why is Seth still on the team?
Why is Seth on the team? If
you're in a retool, why is Royce O'Neal still on the team?
Yeah.
If you're in a rebuild, Joe Harris has been playing good. Props to him, but why is he still on the team?
These players are on the team. I'm like, why?
I think
if you're in a retool, why is Patty Mills still on the team? He
Yeah.
hasn't played in like 80 games.
I'll say this: the stagnant offense is definitely it's definitely a definition of how this roster is, in which it's just and kind of a image of what the front office is. They're fucking confused. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know if they want to tank. They don't know if they want to fucking compete. They really, it's literally they have a pin blindfolded and trying to get it on the fucking bullseye. It does nothing make sense. If we were fully tanking, we wouldn't have signed Nerlens Noel.
Yeah.
But if like a Nerlens Noel is like we're competing. So are we competing or are we tanking?
But you go for Nerlens
Like-
Noel after you do all this. But if we're not, but you said we got Nerlens Noel, so we're not taking. So why didn't we get a center on the trade deadline? It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, you wait till the fucking buyout market.
What?
And on 10-day, he's not even on a full. He's on a 10-day. He's on a 10-day.
Fucking Sunday. Like what the fuck?
So you don't even know.
And
You
I'll
don't even
even
know.
argue this. If you're even in retool mode, you're telling me what does Seth do that Cam Thomas can't do outside of genuine just catch and shoot?
Yeah.
He gives you way more flexible scoring.
Yeah, because he attacks the rim, he gets the other team in foul trouble, and then he has that midi. I mean, he's streaky from three, but he'll hit some threes sometimes. So
And can fucking shot create.
yeah.
Can't say the same for a lot of the guys we have on the roster. DFS is good, but he's streaky. Not even streaky. He hasn't only had one good game from 3-point.
Yeah,
Like
his one game was last game. That was his best game.
No, it was Celtics.
Oh, I'm sorry, not that last game. Celtics, yeah, Celtics.
He
CJ
still
is
missed
good.
5 threes.
CJ is good, but he's no shot creator. Like, we're not expecting shot creation from CJ. Mikhail taking leaps and bounds, but come on now, like it's still Mikhail Bridges. This isn't Kevin Durant we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas, his bread and butter is shot creating, and quite literally, if you use him correctly, he can just be an easy bailout guy, like what we had in LaMarcus Aldridge. Like it doesn't make sense. There's no penalty for playing him. Like you're not a losing team. You lost 3 without him. You should probably be better with him. Like, come on now.
Let me read some comments. Shout out to Luke. He said, honestly, I think Cam is a bit of a black hole on offense. The only games he was truly productive, he was a focal point of the offense that game. Shout out to Melo. He said he got played to develop. Look how we talked about Clax. He had a major jump this year. Shout out to Cypher. CT has legit all-star potential, and he's 21. And then Davion said Cam has to be able to play through mistakes. Can't improve with inconsistent minutes.
Honestly, every comment was kind of different in its own way, but it all was facts at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you gotta understand. I agree Cam Thomas is a black hole, but Seth is also a black hole too. And this is where it comes down to Vaughn, in which whose offense is better. Seth just doesn't fit this team as constructed right now.
And Seth's not that good of a playmaker either. Like he's backup. He's our official backup point guard.
Okay,
But he's
so
not
what
really
Seth,
like.
So what Seth is not is a point guard. He isn't a point guard. He's not. He's a shooting guard. He's a shooting guard. Spencer Dinwiddie is a shooting guard with a little bit of playmaking.
Yeah. Seth's not
Seth
a point
Curry
guard.
is a shooting guard with no playmaking.
Yeah. He's not a point guard. Shout out to Blaze Chubbs. I don't think we tanking. I think JV wants his team to get the playoff experience together and see where we at as a team and go from there. Yeah. Like I said, when I started the stream, I was like, well, we're too good to tank. I think we're too good to tank, but
we're too good to tank. But what's experience if we're not? Like, once again, what direction are we going in?
Yeah.
If we compete, do we get a star? If we play bad, do we just fully tank? Either way, guys have to be moved off this fucking team. Like, and that's the bottom fucking line. Like, Joe Harris' performance really shouldn't change whether he should be on the roster or not. He should be gone, period. He's an expiring. Seth Curry's performance in the playoffs shouldn't matter or not. He should go. He just doesn't fit the roster. Royce O'Neal's performance shouldn't matter. He should be fucking gone. They don't fit.
Me personally, the reason I wanted to tank is because I don't think, no offense, and I'm just being realistic here, I don't think this team could really beat anybody in a 7-game series right now. And if the playoffs started right now, we playing what, Philly first round?
Not nice.
We're not gonna beat and I hate to be this guy. I hate to be this guy because I love my team and I want my team to beat
No,
anybody.
no, but AJ, you know what? You shouldn't even have to apologize because
Mhm.
if anyone with like a brain can realize that we're not gonna beat the Sixers in a 7-game series, we're not. We're not beating it. We're not beating the Sixers in a 7-game series. Like, what are we
I
doing?
hate to be
No.
this guy, bro. But
We're
it's
probably
like
not even gonna
Be
beat the
that
Knicks in
guy.
a 7-game
There's
series.
nothing wrong with being that guy.
Yeah.
Logically think about it. The offensive output, number one, is not even good enough to compete with the duo of Embiid and Harden. Number two, they have more of a fleshed out roster than us. And number three, granted, Noel just came here, and B's gonna eat us a fucking lot.
Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna-
fucking fuck up. Like, what are we doing?
So exactly. So this is why
This
I
team
wanted.
isn't
This is
even
why I
gonna
wanted
beat
to
the
tank.
Knicks in a 7-game series.
Because I know this is one of the only years we have our draft pick. Next year, I think the next 2 years, Houston has our picks.
Man, we don't even have our pick until Jock Vaughn's gone.
And so
off of
and I
his
think the
extension.
next time we have our pick is probably like 2027.
It's until we don't own our own pick until Jock Vaughn's contract extension is
And that's
over.
2026, 2027, right?
Not even that long. What do you mean?
And
It's not 4 years or 5 years away.
Exactly. And this is a generational draft. This draft is one of the drafts, like, people are talking about this draft as a generational draft. That's why I wanted to tank. You know, that's why I wanted to lose and not be in the playoffs. I'd rather not be hurt and watch a first round team lose and get swept, or get a 4-1 gentleman's sweep or whatever. We can win maybe one game. If we win one game, squeeze out one game. But it's like, what is that gonna do for me?
I just
as a
don't know how
fan?
we're going to be looked upon by other players if we want to get guys. If we're losing games that we shouldn't lose and we just look bad.
I know.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If we wanted to tank, this roster would have been completely different by now. And if we really want to keep it a buck, if we were going to tank, Mikhail Bridges wouldn't be here. DFS wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Like, a lot
We
of
would've
guys
traded those dudes for
be here
picks.
because we flipped them for picks. That's what tanking is. You build a fucking war chest of picks.
Yeah.
Like in OKC, they have a shit ton of picks. Like Spurs, shit ton of picks. We have a good amount of picks, but it's not compared to those two. And if we're about to approach a very deep draft, you want to get as much picks as possible.
You want to get a bunch of picks for this draft,
especially
this draft when we have, especially this draft.
in the first round.
Yeah.
So
This
then
is
that
the draft.
You look at how this roster is, it looks like they're waiting for a star to X out and jump and make a move. Which leads to, what the fuck direction are we going in? Because if we're going to get another star, who is even available? Trae Young, he's good. But how are we going to acquire him? They're not just going to say, okay, give us Ben Simmons and fucking walk away. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Zach Levine, maybe squeeze Ben Simmons in, but now you got to give up Cam Thomas. And Nets Twitter's going to have a fucking civil war about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Mustafa. Losing isn't the answer. I'm not saying it's the answer. I'm just saying, like, it's what direction are we in? We're just like in basketball purgatory then.
Yeah, I think what Blaze said this earlier. I think Jock Vaughn just wants to see where this team can go, and we'll go from there. And I honestly don't think, in terms of how we are right now, that's a bad way to go. But that's only if you're getting a star in the offseason. That's only if. Because if you're not, and you're just going to draft anyways, what is the point of doing what we're doing right now? Yeah. You have to get a star. That's just where I'm at right now. I think you either you go one of two ways. You try and get as high as pick of a high pick as possible, or you play it out and you see where you can get, and you say F the picks or whatever, and you trade for a star in the offseason. You have to do either or.
Yeah. Yeah. Me personally, like I said, I know this team is too good to tank. I know we're not tanking. We're too good to tank. But at the end of the day, we might have these 2 picks, right? We have 2 picks in the draft. 2. So if we first round exit,
it has to be a home run on both, damn it.
It has to, like I said, these 2 picks, Sean Mars can't F this up. He can't. If we're gonna be a play-in team and lose, or a playoff team first round exit, he can't mess up this draft. He has.
And we also I don't, if we're obviously in a rebuild, then yeah, we can wait. But I'm not trying to wait 3 years for a guy to develop, bro. Yeah. But I mean, that just might be in the situation where we're in. But it's just, I just think, like, when I watch this team, and obviously we have seen the bads, but it's like, if imagine where this team would be if you add a 27 point per game scorer and just onto that, you add a star, you add an actual first option onto this team. just think about where this team could go.
Yeah.
Because think of it, like say you add Trae Young, for example, right? Because that's someone we've been talking about. Trae Young, Trae Young, Mikhail Bridges, Cam Johnson, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nick Claxton. Is that not a really good starting five to y'all?
I love that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take Trey. I'll take Zach LaVine.
And you know what that does. Like
Like,
say you
I
get
take
Trae
a lot
Young or
of-
whatever. Say you do get Trae Young or something. That gives Claxton a lob guy. That gives someone who actually will feed him. That will bring Claxton into himself. That's why I like that's why I like the idea of getting Trae Young. But if you get Zach LaVine, I'm not complaining. Get whoever you can get. We're the Brooklyn Nets. We can't pick and choose.
Yeah,
what star to
we'll
get.
take any star.
Here's another question: what are we doing with Cam Johnson? He's not extended yet.
I tweeted Josiah too. I tweeted that Josiah. I was
And-
like, bro, you
and
talking
mind you,
about this? Yeah.
He's a restricted free agent. So are you going to sign him or not? Because what pick can we get for Cam Johnson?
Yeah. That's
not only going to be better than him, but we're going to be much off rather than just giving him what he asked for.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a bunch of.
It's a deep draft, but
It's a deep draft too, but like he still has the option, I think, of trading Royce for another pick, trading who else will be on the team? Patty for
Seth
a pick.
Curry, Joe Harris.
No, Seth Curry's gonna be a free agent. Seth and Utah are gonna be gone. So it's like the people left are gonna be Royce, Patty, Joe Harris. These guys can be traded for picks, and this is a special
So
draft.
why didn't you trade Seth Curry at the deadline?
That's what I'm saying. These guys can be traded for picks. So if we do lose in the first round, one of those guys might as well trade and get more first rounds.
Build a fucking war chest.
Yeah, or get a second round. Get a second round because people might drop.
And you know what the thing is? Say you get firsts for these guys, right? And say you actually go out and get a star. You know how much
seconds,
easier.
bro. I'll take seconds.
But the thing is, if you add on picks and you're like, you know what? Who cares about the picks? You know how enticing that is to other teams. If like you have 10 picks, you got 10 firsts or something like that, and say we have picks like that. Imagine how easy it would be to get a star. I mean, you saw KD. You saw what we got for KD. You saw what we got for Kyrie. For God's sake.
Yeah, I'll take seconds in this draft too, because there's might be talent that drops. I'll take second round picks. So if those guys can get a second rounds too, I'll take those. Shout out to Saint. He said, as a fan, win or lose, I'm okay. I know this current team has a ceiling that won't result in a chip. So me personally, I won't get upset if we lose because it raises our pick value. Yeah, I feel the same way. Every game, I'm like, I have no expectations on this team. Like if we lose, I'm just there. I'm the same way if we lose, and if I'm win, I'm just kind of like, I'm there because I know.
Regardless if we win or like Saint said, our ceiling isn't a chip, so who really cares?
Yeah, exactly.
We're still gonna be here, but it's just like.
I mean, I want to, of course, build good habits, and I want to see Mikhail, do the. I want to see I want to see him cook. I want to see him do all that, but it's like, at the end of the day,
we're kind of just here, we're
yeah.
No matter what we do, we're kind of just waiting for the season to be over.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, I hope our brawl again. Brooklyn does pull up one of the biggest upsets in the world and beat Philly first round or beat.
But that's realistic, AJ. Come on, that's realistic.
It's realistic. beat. Oh my God, the Nets have beat Boston in the first.
Oh my God, the Nets have the biggest comeback story of all time and won a championship.
I swear to God, if we beat Boston in the first round, it's.
Imagine we play Boston in the first round and we win.
I will buy a Ben Simmons jersey if we fuck around and beat Boston. Come on.
Don't worry, Chubbs. I already have one.
Nah, if we beat Boston in the first round, that'd be hilarious.
That's the championship.
That's hilarious, bro. Shout out to my league team. I said I want to watch winning basketball. Yeah, like I said, I still want to watch like good basketball. Like I don't want to see us get punched every game, but. Like I said, I'm in no expectations. I'm just here. I'm just in the middle. Every game, I'm in the middle. No, don't get too high. Don't get too low. Just there. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, bro.
Hey, Anthony. We're really not being that negative. We're just being realistic. I mean, the truth hurts.
What do you say? We're being negative? I knew this. I was gonna say this.
What the fuck you want us to say? Oh my God, we're gonna like. Obviously, I want us to compete. Like, don't just fucking roll over.
Yeah.
But understand, offensive output, roster construction, coaching, like that shit can fucking stars. That shit can like considers in a fucking series.
This is a league run by stars, man. We need stars to win
Like,
Hey,
shit,
but
man.
hey,
not
you know
even
who our real
stars.
star is? You know who we run the offense through?
Bench, like literally bench
Spencer
depth, roster
Dinwiddie.
construction, coaching, like so many elements that this Nets roster kind of lacks. Other teams kind of have.
Yeah.
You
Honestly,
tell-
I was gonna say if you want a positive pod, go to my boy Keith McPherson's pod talking Nets. That's the most positive in Nets pod, bro. He bigs up us like we can beat anybody. You listen to his pod, as I said, Keith is so positive when it comes to the Nets, bro.
Yeah, okay,
tripping.
yeah, and like Chubbs did
He
mention,
does.
right?
That boy tripping.
Like Chubbs mentioned, right?
Yeah.
We have big problems, and you know what? And only the Nets will have a guy who's doing what Mikhail's doing, and we'll go into the first quarter and be like, no, let's run the offense through Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yo, I can't. Well,
Like, what are we doing here, bro?
I want this team to. It's hard. Like I said, like the way Sean Marks put it this season, it's like, what are we rooting for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we rooting for as fans? What are we rooting for as fans?
I'm rooting for the players on the team. Like I love what Mikhail's doing right now.
Yeah.
Would love to see Cam get in there and fucking learn and grow as a player, but he's not getting fucking run.
Yeah.
Like there is stuff to root for, but it's just expectations change. I understand it. It was only like 3 weeks ago we were talking about going all in and get fucking Siakam, and now we're left with Mikhail Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Spencer Dinwiddie. Like it's expectations kind of change. Like,
And it all hits real quick, because the thing is, we went from that, and then we were like, okay, we were like, all right, maybe it's time to tank. And now we're at the point where it's like, okay, we're too good.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Shout out to Luke. Let's call a spade a spade. I think the Nets see a raw talent scorer. I don't think they're confident in his basketball IQ.
I agree.
To improve players.
I agree. And the thing
You talking about CT?
yeah,
yeah.
probably talking about Cam.
But it makes sense too, because remember when CT dropped 3 straight 40+ games, and all he mentioned was, well, I mean, we did lose those games, but it's true. I mean,
If T-Rexy is right, man, like it is very like this does put the alerts on, like, yo, they're not playing CT at all.
Yeah.
That's
lame,
that's
bro.
kind of sus.
That's always been lame, bro.
And this
3
is
40+ point games isn't
it.
enough.
This is the fucking lame shit about it. How can you say he can't really help us when he doesn't even fucking play? Like the whole point of these young players to have genuine raw fucking talent is for them to play, to experience dropping 340 straight bombs and fucking lose.
Bro, he didn't even get burned when we blew out the Hornets. Remember when we blew out the Hornets? He didn't even get burned.
He needs a run to unmake these mistakes. Now, if he's generally being the same person year in, year out, okay, I understand. But it's literally he's getting better scoring wise every fucking year.
Yeah.
Like
I've never approved of like his attitude, but like it's in a situation like this, you have to understand why he would be upset. Like DMPs, bro. Like, why are you giving this man DMP, especially earlier in the season when we were playing like patty over him? Like, you got to have some type. I don't approve the attitude like that, but you have to understand, like, especially now, like, why he would be mad, bro. Like, I would be mad as fuck, bro. Why are you giving me DMPs, bro?
Okay, imagine going out there. Imagine going out on the court playing NBA teams, right? You go up against the Clippers with Kawhi, right? You drop 3 40+ point games in a row, and your coach is like, hey, in 2 weeks, like just imagine after you drop your third 40+ point game in a row, your coach, the God tells you randomly, just be like, hey, in 2 weeks, you're gonna get DMP'd, buddy.
Like, it's lame, bro. Like, you definitely should be upset about that, bro.
You're gonna get DMP'd, buddy. Shout out to Molly and King. Ben Simmons is a better passer than Dinwiddie. I agree, he is.
Dinwiddie isn't even a passer like that, bro.
Why did you say that?
What do you mean?
Why did you say that? You know what he said.
He is though. Ben Simmons is a better passer.
I know, but like I thought that.
But you know what's true. Y'all know what's true. That the pass to the backboard was a good pass by Spencer Dinwiddie. The backboard is on our team.
Oh, he did throw that shit straight to the backboard. I ain't gonna lie.
The backboard's on our team. They're wearing the backboard's wearing a Nets uniform.
We've seen him throw lobs to Jarrett before. Sometimes they miss, but they're on the money. How do you fuck up a guy that's damn near just as tall? How?
Yo, Shout out to Dante, yo. This is the positivity. Yeah, Dante, look at this positivity right here. This team is completely different from the team we had before the trade deadline. We have the wings that could give JT and Jaylen Brown problems.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah,
It is
now
true.
we can lose in 5 instead of 4 now. Fuck.
Yeah, Dante, we beating Boston, bro. Tell them. You know what I'm saying? We beating Boston. Smoking on that Boston pack, bro.
We are smoking on that Boston pack still. I don't.
We do gotta talk about Grant Williams though, because he just been on some bullshit.
Not he made them both. What are you talking about? Did you not watch the game? He made them both.
See, this is what happened.
That shit was funny. You talking about, bro?
Yo, he wants $25 million. That's fucking ridiculous. Like he really wants $25 million.
You know what I'm saying? Call my Oodles for Boston. You know what I'm saying?
He said that though.
Crazy.
Call my Oodles.
Yeah, no, I can't lie. Ime is being missed in that fucking team. Bro. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Oh man, yeah.
At least
you got anything else for this? I got nothing else for y'all.
I was gonna say at least with this team, right? Like we can kind of like annoy Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown a little bit. Obviously, we're not gonna win. We don't stand a chance, but still, we're at a point where we're a legit. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but this is how I feel. I think this team is a legit first option, a reliable first option away from really being competitive.
Yes,
and we have the pieces and we have the picks to really get that done. It's just a matter of Sean Marks using his head. That's all it is. And it's unfortunate because it's like I feel like a lot of like where we come from, like, and I was talking with Julian during halftime, and I was like, I feel like a lot of reasons why people like want to go all out for the pick is because people don't have faith that we'll actually go out and get a start in the offseason.
Yeah. See, that's my worry, bro. I don't trust no Sean Marks.
Yeah, and it's at least, like I said, at least we're at the point where we can be like, you know what, we can really get out a star because like if you get Trae Young, you get Shea, you get whatever, right? Wishful thinking, of course. But if you get one of these guys, you're like, man, imagine just how everything would look. Like imagine adding a 27-point per game scorer onto this team right now, and you get rid of picks who you don't know what'll turn out, and you get rid of somebody who isn't really providing really for you. You know, like just imagine adding that on, and you have more stability, and your offense will be less stagnant. That's somebody really is a way.
Somebody in the chat earlier, I just looked up really quick and saw it, and I had to look away because I was about to get mad. But somebody said that we didn't give Sean Marks enough credit, and
for what?
More?
Well, you know, you can scroll up. I had to look away. You know, I had to look away. I read that first part, and then I looked away. I was like, no.
I mean,
he had to be trolling.
We gave credit for Marks. Like I think everybody gave credit for Marks. Like finally got a fucking center. But understand how long did it take for you to
too little, too late.
Get one.
Like still lean Larks.
Like I'm happy you got one, but understand. Look how fucking long it took for you to actually finally get one.
Bro, like Sean Marks has fucked up so much that even like he has to make like a series of good moves before he deserves any credit. Like he's fucked up so much that he just I don't care if he makes 2 good moves like next, he still doesn't deserve credit.
He's gonna go down in history as one of like the worst GMs in NBA.
You got
history,
shit to make up, bro.
And the Nets are going down as I don't care what anyone says.
The biggest failure.
I think we are the biggest disappointment ever to basketball of all time.
Yeah. And Sean Marks is going to be the GM of that.
And guess what? Is it close? Is it close with any other team? Is it really close? You can talk about Steve Nash. I don't give a fuck about that. That doesn't even compare.
There's injuries and stuff.
That doesn't even compare because the thing was with this team, right? You were 13-3 when you had James Harden, Kyrie, and KD, right? And you had that, and we almost beat Milwaukee with just KD. That's the crazy part. It's like imagine if you had those 3 guys, and you couldn't even keep that roster together 1 year. But you know what? I do partially blame that on Harden, and I do partially blame that a little bit on Kyrie. But everyone plays a part, and it's really management when it comes down to it. Because at the end of the day, you could have made these guys happy. You could have made them all happy. You really could have. It's just a matter of making the team better.
Yeah. Shout out to Saif. Worst GMs. Yeah, man. You guys don't think this is what other failures in NBA history is this? I mean, you think about OKC, they still went to the finals. I know they had 3 MVPs, but they still went to the finals. That's probably number 2 to us.
And KD also left on his own.
Yeah, KD left. Like he was a free agent. He didn't get traded, or you know. I'm trying to think of any other. There's no bigger failure than us. What kind
Yeah,
of?
I feel like I'm. I feel like
I
I'm.
feel like talking about this is just beating a dead horse at this point.
Yeah, there's no bigger
feel like
failure
I'm-
than
I'm-
us
I'm-
Yeah,
in
I'm-
and
NBA
it's
history.
like because teams have choked, like, but it's like you can talk about the Warriors or whatever, but they went on to win 2 straight championships.
Yeah, there's no bigger failure in NBA history.
I would say the current Lakers, but they won a championship, so it's
They already
not
won a
bad.
championship. I don't.
Yeah.
If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm all right.
You're all right, but like to like have like 4
But
bad
you won a
seasons.
chip, though,
You won a
bro.
champ for sure. You won a champ, but they were supposed to do so much more though. Is all I'm saying.
But we were talking about.
But they won a
I see-
championship though.
But
They
but
did.
you know, I'll never forget. And I was on this train too. I was like, I see at least 2 championships in the next 5 years.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Crazy.
Shout out to BB. He said our failure can only be compared to ourselves in 2013. Billy King Nets, yeah. And now
And the
it's
best thing,
debatable
thing
now.
we have to say for ourselves is that we're in a better situation now.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Clippers are
They're
a
much better.
big disappointment too.
Yeah,
And
but
you know what's crazy? Kawhi doesn't get as much heat as KD got, and even
No,
then,
he
KD deserved it. Kawhi is just getting.
I don't think it's the biggest failure because they still went to the. I mean, they went to the WCF.
and also Kawhi has proven that man won a championship.
Yeah,
by
they went to
himself.
the WCF. So I'm not. Still not.
And guess
No,
what? And guess
we're,
what?
we're
And
the
even
worst.
though-
We're the worst. I'm just saying
and
that
Julian and Tubbs, right?
That's top 5 though. If they don't get to the chip,
but
it's top
even
5.
with the Clippers, right? Even with the Clippers choking, guess what? They still have that fucking team together. They
Fact.
still have all those guys. They
I don't know.
still can.
It's a consensus. A lot of Clipper fans are ready to blow it up, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, at least they still have Kawhi and PG. Meanwhile, we don't have one of those guys that we had.
They have Russ too. Don't forget Russ. Don't leave out Russ.
Oh,
They have Russ.
my bad.
They have Russ.
They're third star.
Yeah. Shout out to Dante. Yeah, Billy King is also the worst GM in his. Yeah, Billy King and Sean Marks definitely gonna go down in history as the
Ooh, in
worst.
the same organization, dude.
The same organization has
We're on
two
a
the worst
streak,
GMs.
you know.
That's
we're
because
not-
but you know what though, that's consistency. You know, and one thing in life, that's all. That's consistency is very important.
I mean,
you know?
that we're more consistent with our bad GMs than we are with. Hey, what are we gonna do? Hey, wait, Mikhail, you just dropped. Wait, you're going crazy with those numbers. Spencer Dinwiddie, you're a first option.
Oh my god, we're so consistent with the
He
bad
said-
GM. Man.
Oh, I love this team, dude. Just kidding.
KD, Kai, and Harden played 17 games together. Remind me how that Sean Marks fault. Kai played less than half his games, bro. It's not just that, bro. Like it's oh my gosh, I don't even feel like I should have to explain how Sean Marks has fucked up.
Yeah,
How
dog.
much he's how.
There's a
how he's
list,
evil.
man. We're not gonna go through
It's
that
a-
list. tonight.
yeah,
We're
we
not
are
gonna go through the list
yeah,
tonight, man.
bro.
I feel like we do
Cause
that.
cause my blood pressure gonna go up. You know, I don't feel like dealing with that, bro. I'm gonna have to get my thing out. I'm gonna have
Crying
to take
for the
my
4th
blood
time
pressure.
today, trying to reminisce about the team. Is
Hang on, what's your thing up?
Yeah.
Diabetic?
Huh?
I got nothing else.
Nah, I heard you say you got to take that thing out.
Yeah, bro, why you say
Oh
dang like that?
dude.
Hey, yo,
Man, y'all crazy up
What
here,
things
bro.
on,
Y'all
bro?
wild
I
up
wasn't
here,
even
bro.
saying it in like that. You say you're gonna get your blood.
I said I had to get that.
Yeah,
I said I had to get that thing out. I was talking about my blood pressure taker. You know,
Oh,
That's not what you were talking about.
That is definitely what I was talking about.
Yo, I was like,
Any,
what are you
any
talking
other
about,
choice?
bro?
You know what, Julian? Any other choice of words, please.
Chat, we love y'all. Y'all gonna like the stream, chat.
Yo, hit the like button for us, please. Hit the like button for us.
Go ahead, grip up on that like button. What?
Step on that
Stop
like button right
playing with
now.
me, yep.
Step on that like button.
Press that shit.
Hey,
Grab it.
do what we did.
Touch it.
Like you said, do what we did to Boston. Stomp on that fucking like button.
Yeah.
Hit
Hit that like button now.
If you don't do that, we blocking all y'all. We can see it. We can literally go up there and see who didn't like the video, bro. We'll block y'all, bro.
Sean Marks trades is the problem. Yeah.
Yes. Facts.
He said, hey, yo.
He said, who said grip? Oh, AJ said he'll grip that like
Nah, that's it, girl.
Yeah, AJ said grip. This is a soundbar, bro.
Yo, we'll be back though, man.
We'll be back, y'all.
The 5-game road? What was it? 4 or 5 game road trip. Bucks on Thursday. Oh god. Then we play the Wolves.
Oh god.
Bucks on Thursday. Wolves on. Hold on, let me look on this. Let me look.
We
at
play
the,
back to back.
He said, "Oh God, that's crazy." Oh God, is nasty and it's depressing.
Okay,
That's
Rockets.
crazy.
Bucks on Thursday. Wolves, Nuggets, OKC. So that's the road trip.
Yay!
So how y'all feeling about that road trip?
I like that road trip. I really do. I see.
I mean, if we compete, I'd say we win at least one of those.
So on the next 4 games, what is our record? Give us. I'll go down the line.
honestly, just going and see. I can't really give concrete.
Now give a record.
Wait,
There's a
what's the
chance
stretch?
we
Next
lose
4
all
games:
4.
Bucks, Wolves, Nuggets, OKC.
1-3.
Okay, yeah,
1 and
1 and
3?
3.
You can either go
1 and
1 and
3.
3 or 0 for 4 or go.
Yeah, you can go.
Nah,
for sure.
nah.
go
I think
fucking-
you squeeze a win out because at the end of the day,
At the
we're gonna win.
Timberwolves.
Or we can go 2 and 2. You never know with this team. I don't.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
only problem with the Timberwolves is that that's a back-to-back game.
Yeah.
And
Put
and you
your
ne- you
records
never
in the
know,
chat right
and-
now. Put your records in.
and AJ, y'all never know, right? We might just see a 49-point masterclass from Mikhail Bridges, and you know what? We go into that next game, and we're like, you know what? Spencer Dinwiddie, you're the guy.
You're the first option.
Let's
Spencer
have Mikhail
Dinwiddie,
sit in the
you're
corner and not do anything until 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
You're the guy.
But y'all, I think I got the solution. I was thinking about this next year. We should tank so we could get Bronny.
Oh no.
But
And then
that's true.
LeBron's gonna come. LeBron's gonna come.
But Julian,
Brown
you
come.
forgot the W Nets don't have their own pick next year.
Like, not Julian.
fuck.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
Braun, just as much as he can request a trade to Bronny's team, he can request them to trade Bronny to him.
Bron, I'll have you know, Bron doesn't leave teams. He'll come here and he'll chill here for the rest of his career, bro. It's Brooklyn, bro. Brooklyn is a S tier city, bro. She's talking about he gonna
I
stay here.
guarantee you, when that time comes, LeBron is going to
Bron-
bring us on marks and is like, yo, give me my son. Like,
What the
trying not to sound funny.
Give me
So,
my
like,
son.
Give me my
There's no
son.
way
Is
he's
wild.
coming over here. He would say, yo, fucking trade him to the Lakers.
He said, "Give me my
Give
son.
me my son.
Give me my son." No.
And you know Sean Marks would do it too. He loves fucking superstars. He's fucking a crackhead for it, bro.
Oh
Nah,
my
get
God.
Bronny, bro. Bronny will be our savior. Even if LeBron don't come there, Bronny, he gonna come in and be a superstar. He gonna save us. He gonna bring us out of the light, or bring us out of the dark. I mean,
Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Thank you guys for watching. Again, follow us on Instagram.
facts.
That's Kingdom 243, 2433. TikTok. Rage is going crazy on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok.
W Adam.
That's Kingdom Radio on SoundCloud. If you got a SoundCloud, make sure you listen to that. And then Hoops World on YouTube and TikTok too with Hoops World. NBA content. You know it is. We'll be back.
Don't do that again.
You know what it is. Yeah.
Ed
He
Stream.
did it again. Back to back.
Yeah.
Night to stream, y'all. We love y'all. Shout out to AJ. Shout out.